Search AutoTrader.
I think every single car enthusiast out there has their 10-car dream garage. If money was no object, what would be parked in there? I've played it and I know that there would be an Audi Quattro of some form in there. This is thanks to the Group B Rally, where Quattro was introduced and it turned the rally world on its head. I'd probably have an Audi Quattro, a Quattro Sport, or if I'm really fortunate, a Quattro S1. Now all of these had turbocharged 5-cylinder engines and sent power to all 4 wheels, fire-breathing monsters. And this here is about as close as you're going to get in today's day and age. It is the new Audi RS3, and it has a 5-cylinder turbocharged engine and sends power to all 4 wheels. But before we start with the way that it goes, let's talk about the way that it looks. I quite like the way that this looks. Audi have given it a bit of an RS e-tron GT look with these fender flares and just the overall styling. But they've retained some of that typical Quattro flair. So the arches are really wide and they've given it an extra big grille with extra big air vents. When you compare this one to the outgoing RS3 Sedan, well, that one looks positively dated. And then you get it in this Camora grey colour, which Audi has made so popular. Kind of looks like paint primer. I wonder what colour they're going to paint this one. The RS3 has always had very handsome proportions, short overhangs, a smoothed out 3-box design, and it carries over into this generation as well. It is an attractive vehicle. I quite like it. There aren't many that I enjoy, but this one, yeah, this one I like. Then we move to the interior, and inside, well, it's rather futuristic. There's hexagonal shapes all over the place, sharp angles, but then slightly rounded off, which is rather stylish. There is a wash of multi-texture material, so, I mean, the steering wheels are beautiful, Alcantara, part of that RS package. The seats are lovely, but they've got the style pack, which means that they've got red stitching on them, in a sort of diamond hexagonal fashion. Looks really good. They're not the most adjustable, but they're rather adjustable. And these ones, optional extra, have a massage function, which is really cool. Then of course we also have the MMI, which supports wireless Android Auto and wireless CarPlay. You're also going to get Audi's virtual cockpit, the digital display for the driver. And you can configure this one of 3 ways, including the new runway method, which sees 2 lines like a runway and all the information running down on it. The revs actually go down and not up. It's a little strange at first, but you get used to it and it's kind of cool. You've also got the RS bar. And of course you can configure a whole bunch of different views, maps, infotainment, and performance meters. Now, not only the gauges that tell you how much power and how much torque you're using, but also actual performance meters that'll measure your 0 to 100, 0 to 200, your braking distance or stopping time, G-forces, lap times. There's a whole suite here that will really interest those that are all about facts and figures, the geeky stuff, like me. There's a generous amount of space inside. It actually is a practical vehicle. There's decent leg room at the back. If you are over 6'2" or 6'3", you're going to struggle a little bit there, but for the average sized human, it's not too bad. And there's also a generous boot, 320 odd litres. Practicality is only part of the deal. The RS3 is all about the way that it goes, turns and stops. And of course this is powered by a beautiful 2.5 litre 5-cylinder engine, one of the few 5-cylinders left. Makes 294 kilowatts, 500 Newton meters, and it'll do 0 to 100 thanks to launch control in 3.8 seconds. Now, if you spec it with the Performance Pack, RS Performance Pack, you're going to get adjustable dampers. You're also going to get Drive Select, which allows you to switch between driving modes, efficiency, comfort, auto, RS, there's an RS Performance and an RS Individual, and there's also a new one in this RS3, RS Toque. RS Toque sends the power to predominantly the rear, meaning that you can actually slide this car around. It's a drift mode. Now we're on a public road, I'm not going to show it to you there, and because this car has such amazing levels of grip, well, frankly, you need to be rather aggressive and rather brave with that. So keep it to the racetracks, folk. Don't play around with this feature on the open roads. Of course, the RS3 is Quattro. Yep. And that means that it grips and sticks like it's nobody's business. Select one of the RS Individual or RS Performance modes, and you'll be going through corners at a speed that is rather alarming. Now, they did change things up a little bit, and they went from a centrally mounted differential to 2 clutch packs on either drive shaft. And that allows it to split the torque, well, quite aggressively either way. And this means that you get fantastic traction out of corners. You really do have to experience the way that this thing corners. It's not perfect, it takes a little bit of getting used to. It gets a little twitchy on the limit as it sends the power. Those astute enough will be able to feel the way that the differentials and those clutches are sending the power side to side. But it really does grip exceptionally well. You're going to go around a corner and think, okay, there's a little bit more, and then you're going to look down and realize that you've taken a corner 30-40% faster than what you ordinarily would in any other car. It is an absolute hoot to drive. It sounds glorious. It really has captured so much of that rally spirit, that proper Quattro spirit. It's not ideal. No, it's not. These ceramic brakes squeal a bit. It can be a little firm. You see, it's running on 19-inch wheels and tires. Primary ride is really good. That's thanks to those active dampers. But the secondary ride, because of those low-profile tires, well, that sends a few vibrations through it. It is beautifully trimmed. It goes like absolute stink, corners like it's on rails, stops like you've hit a brick wall, looks pretty good in the process, and grabs attention. It really is an attention-grabbing car. This has a cult-like following. And all of this comes at a price. 1.24 million rand for the RS3 Sedan. But throw a couple of extras at it, the way that we have here, and it's 1.61 million rand. That's a lot of money. So there are only going to be a handful of people who can afford to go this route, that are prepared to spend this sort of money on a vehicle this small. Those that are looking to do a bit of tuning, or that just really enjoy sedans and enjoy driving, they're going to gravitate towards this. We know that I have a problem with Audi and their sterile, anodyne nature. They lack character more often than not. This isn't one of them. This one has character. It has hints of that Quattro and the Quattro S1, but in a modern way. It's not a flat-out homage. It's a Quattro drivetrain for the 2020s. And that's a bit of a scarce thing, because Audi says that the last internal combustion vehicle that they're going to launch is going to be in 2027, which isn't too far away. And that means that this may be one of the last hurrahs. This may be the last 5-cylinder turbocharged Audi Quattro that we ever see. Until then though, I'm going to enjoy every moment of this.
Don't sell your car for less. AutoTrader's new instant offer is based on live market prices, ensuring you get what your car's really worth. So if you're selling a car, search for the brand you can trust. Search AutoTrader.